joining me on the channel. So, we have a breeder's update. So I currently have 46 chicks, all going pretty strong, which is great. I'll be showcasing those in a moment. And also, we have a visitor. So we've got Chris from the Gloucester Club, one of our new members. He'll be over on this episode, and he's coming to visit my bird room. So, all right, guys, I'll leave you with a short video of some of my youngsters, and then over to Chris. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Okay, everyone, we have Chris, who's one of our new members at the Gloucester Club of Victoria. How you going, Chris?
Hey, Althea.
Yep, thanks for coming to check out my bird room.
No worries, thanks for having me.
No worries, mate. So what do you think of my birds, mate?
Lovely, mate. Some of the best birds I've seen. I'm new into the hobby. I've just joined the club, of course, as you know. And you've pushed me forward to really want to jump into it and go ahead with this breed specifically.
Yep. So what made you really get into the birds? Like,
well, look, I've always been into the birds from when I was young, in my teenage years. I had all sorts of canaries, all different breeds. And I just gave it up over the years. Life gets busy.
Yep.
And you just put it away, pack it in the shed, right?
Yep.
And then by chance, I was on YouTube, as you do.
Yep.
And I found you.
Yep.
I found your videos, and I found there was an Australian YouTube channel.
Yep.
And also Melbourne, which was awesome for me. And it just got it going again.
Yep.
You got my energy coming back out, saying, you know what? I've got all this gear in the shed. I might as well get back into it.
Yep.
And with a person like yourself, mate, you're happy to help. Any question I asked, whenever I called you,
thanks, buddy. Yep.
There was never a no. Or never you find out yourself. You always reached and helped, which was awesome. And with that help, I've joined the Gloucester Club, which is an awesome club. Lovely people, happy to invite new people in. And, mate, they show you the ropes. And, yeah, with you guiding me through all this, mate, I'm full steam ahead.
No worries, Chris. Thanks, mate, for the kind words. Look, I'm always happy to help. I've said it many times. I've always tried to boost up the Gloucester Club, the hobby, the channel. You know, I've always said to reach out, you know, because, you know, going back a couple of years ago, I started to see the hobby started to die off a bit. So, you know, I put myself out there. I'm not really much of a person to do these kind of things, but I've sort of adapted to the channel now and got more used to it. But
aren't we all? We're all quiet. We're all shy at one point.
That's right. You know, and look, when I first started, you know, very few breeders did give me a start, but you know, always found myself like struggling to get birds. And, you know, and I've been pretty successful the last probably 4 years of really focusing hard on getting into the hobby. And showing birds and breeding, and I've been quite successful with numbers as well as quality, and that's where it comes in. So I try my best to help as much as I can. I can't help everybody. I've had people from all over Australia wanting birds, but unfortunately they reach out too late. But I'm glad to help you, Chris. Chris is picking up a lovely 3-year-old hen. She's a cinnamon, variegated cinnamon consort. She was one of my champion hens. As a young bird, she won Best Novice Consort at the Dandenong Annual Show. That year was a very special year for me because it was a 23 ringer, and 23 ringer, yeah. And that's when it really took off, and I started being pretty competitive at the big events, and I'm happy to pass it on. Some breeders will say, "No, that bird is going to stay in my bird room until it dies," but I'm happy to give someone else a go, and yeah, so that's what it's all about. I'm happy to share birds if I have them available, but Chris was a bit short for a hen. He gave the call and said, "Look, mate, you can take her. She's great. Look, she's 3 years old, but she comes from quality." So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you very much.
No worries, mate. No, all good, buddy.
With you by my side, mate, it just makes it so much easier.
Yep.
And with this, the hobby should grow.
Yep.
With people like yourself, sharing birds is the biggest thing.
100%. And like I've said many times, if you can't get birds, you can't do the hobby. And then, to be honest, I think the only thing that's going to kill the hobby is the exhibitors, the breeders. It's going to die off that way if it does die off. But that's the thing. So it's people like us, and there's a few others as well that have gotten together, and not just the guys that are in Melbourne. I've got Michael Pulo, and I've got a few others. We're just working together to try and uplift the hobby, and it's great to see. Chris, we became sort of mates now, and
definitely,
and it all comes through the channel. So yeah, that's what it's all about, and and the club is growing, it is climbing. We're not going backwards at the Gloucester Club, we're going forwards. And when I started, I was the only novice exhibitor, but now there's about half a dozen of you guys.
Yep.
Which I've stepped up to open now. So our show kicks off next week at our first young stock show. There's usually not a great turnout because it's a bit slow during September with the breeding season. A chick has to be a minimum of 6 weeks of age. So I'm just bringing a handful of birds. But over in December at the second young stock show, I think there'll be a pretty decent turnout this year round.
Definitely looking forward to that also.
Okay, Chris, it's great having you over to my bird room to have a visit. Usually I'm out there checking out your bird room, but, it's gone the other way around today.
Coming for a visit.
Yeah. It's great to see some young faces as well that are joining the club and working on the hobby and, trying to keep it going for the next generation. I've got my daughters, wanting to help hand feed the chicks and want to play with the dummy eggs and stuff like that. If they ever one day want to turn around and get into birds and show birds, I want to say we still got clubs running, Not that it will be a thing where it will be a distant thing where it's like, there's no more Canary clubs. They finished years ago. So this is what it's all about. Putting out a channel, getting people coming across, working together, sharing birds, joining the club, and make some friends within the hobby. And that's it.
That's it, mate. Long life.
Long life,
friends.
That's
Beautiful.
it, Chris.
Thank you for the invitation.
No,
I
thanks,
really appreciate
man.
it.
You're welcome
Thank you
anytime.
very much.
I'm a very busy guy,
Cheers.
mate. Young family, work, commitments, mate. But like I've said many times, I try and make the time and the effort to get these episodes out for you guys. All right, that's all from us.
Thank you again.
And hopefully next the season 3 we might go down to Chris's bird room.
Definitely. Even there. Definitely.
Thanks, mate, to do a bird visit over in his bird room.
That's
So,
right.
all right, guys. Till next time.
No worries. Like and subscribe.
Yep. Share, like, subscribe.
That's right.
Yep. And if you haven't joined the Gloucester Club of Victoria, please check out my Facebook page at Gloucester Canary Australia. And till next time. All right, guys. Have a good one.